Hey, what's up guys? It's Pixelated-Apollo. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys are doing well. And today, we're gonna witness the epic siege of Caras Sant. And you're probably thinking, what the hell is that? Well, it's a city, and if you've heard of the city, then one, you just know your Middle-earth geography, or two, you probably played Divide and Conquer on the runic side of things, because this is a runic city that is located in the mouth of the Sea of Rhûn. And now, I imagine it's a very strategic city because usually cities that are near large bodies of water have great trade, transportation, and great supplies. So I don't know if this is a historical battle or just a made-up battle in a lore-friendly setting, but the runic forces, the Easterlings, are on the defense and attacking. We have some free peoples, mostly Dale and her allies, because they're the ones closest to this area. So Dale, and we have some elves, some sylvan elves in the back, and then way over here, I assume we have some dwarves of Erebor. So those are the forces attacking, but Rhûn does not stand alone today. Of course, we have the puppet master, Mordor, and Mordor is sending more than just Olog High and Warg Riders. The rest of his army is hidden in the trees here. We can't quite see him yet, which is strange because he's my ally in this battle. But yeah, Mordor's here to save their puppet state and protect their territory. So that's the fight we have here. There's a couple rules that you need to know. So back here, the Sylvan Elves, I guess like Thranduil was just not sure if he was going to show up with forces or they just got the memo late, but the Sylvan Elves are going to be showing up 15 minutes after the battle starts, and Mordor is also showing up as a reinforcement force that will show up 10 minutes after the battle starts. That's pretty much it for the rules, so let's now dive into the army comps and check out the player names and factions and whatnot. So we'll start with the defenders. I'm commanding one of the defending forces. I am Rhûn. Here's my army. And yeah, so I've got some Flag Rim, some Dragon's Wraith Guildsmen. I've got this really cool Scion Rim. They're a very deadly, like, spear type unit. I also have some archers and catapults, but really that's it. Just great Easterling infantry. Over down here, defending this like outer castle fortress part of the settlement, we have Kuru Guru Chan, who has a pretty similar army. Some clan crossbowmen. He's got the Scion Rim. He does have some Wind Riders, which is a very fast light cavalry. And then over here, he has some clan guard and, little lag there. He does have a lot of forces inside the city, like the Brotherhood of the Lance and some Sauron Rim, Camille's Shadow Bows, and of course he's got the Nar Rim Archers. So once again, just a fantastic Easterling army. Lots of great heavy infantry and solid forces. So let's move on to the final defending force, which is kind of like an attacking force because they show up later. But Mordor, commanded by Mr. Deluxe Penguin, he's got Melkor's Chosen, some Olog High, and he mostly has Uruks. You can't see them, but trust me, they're there and they're ready to go. So they're going to be, they've got two options. They can either charge into the city or charge into the open field and try to take out Dale. All right, so let's check out the attackers now. We'll start with this first Dalian army. So Dale, commanded by Cannon Fodder, got some Dale swordsmen, some spears in the front line. Very nice. And then the secondary line, he does have some Barding Herd, which are great at holding choke points and attacking choke points. He does have some Bardian Marksmen, again, another great infantry unit that holds their own in melee. And in the very back, he's got his elite forces of dismounted Earls, and he's got some Royal Guard, which is a very nasty archer unit. Way back here, some Dale Sword Masters. So overall, a nice force. I don't really see a lot of cav. He's got a couple cav units on the flank. Let's move over to the next army, which once again is Dale, commanded by Miles, the is this name long enough guy. He is bringing some Horse Guard as well. Again, similar army to his ally, but not exactly the same. He's also got some Elven, I guess, mercenaries or reinforcements. They're the Avari Elder Pikemen, and he's got Avari Archers. So he's got a ton of them. They look fantastic. They look super professional, so cool to see them on the battlefield. And he's also got Rangers. So he's got a ton of Archers, which is going to be a big issue for this fight. And then over here, he's got Spears, some Sword Masters, and Bardian Marksmen. So pretty solid force. Here's the two catapults as well. Let's move over to the Sylvan Elves, who are going to be showing up as reinforcements. So this is commanded by of the Dark Cloud, the creator of this custom scenario. By the way, this is 3rd Age Reforged, in case you didn't know. He's got Spearmen in the front, Swordsmen in the secondary line. 3rd line, he's got his archers, and he's got some Elder Royal Guard. And then way back here, more Elder Royal Council, but it's still a missile unit. And then he's also got a decent number of these Pathfinders. So here's his general, the Elder King's Guard, and then he's got about 3 units of the Elder Pathfinders. So yeah, that's a pretty solid elven force. Gonna be pretty nasty reinforcements. And then the final army, the 7th army, of course, the Dwarves, commanded by Son of Imladris. Good old Dwarven infantry. He's got Ironfoot pikemen and some Ironfoot crossbowmen. He has some Ironfoot warriors, and then back here he's got more Ironfoot guard, which is really good unit. They're tough to kill. They can hold the line for so long. And then back here he has some Axemen of Erebor, some Dragon Slayers, Sons of Durin, which are a really cool axe unit. Of course, he's got to bring some goats to the battlefield. And then here's more Dragon Slayers and Axemen of Erebor. So that's it, guys. So those are the armies. And now we can get started with the struggle. Alright, so the dwarves are getting close to crossing this bridge. And you're probably looking at this choke point and you're like, man, these dwarves, I'm going to feel pretty bad for them having to cross this bridge, taking on crossbows head on, and then all the great infantry of Rhûn. Well, don't feel bad for them, because dwarves, their infantry is ridiculously good. So this is, you know, having this bridge defense, that makes it even, because these dwarves are so nasty in close combat. So I'm not feeling bad whatsoever. Come on, bring it, dwarves. Over on the other side, we do have some artillery fire incoming, trying to soften up the infantry, and archers of Rhûn. So the Dale forces, they're about to cross on both sides. In fact, the Dale army commanded by cannon fodder, he's getting super close. Now this is going to be a very challenging location to attack because of this main fort right here, which he's got a lot of archer support firing down from the walls. And of course they have the protection of the walls, so it's not like Dale can really fire back. So he has 2 options. Just be super aggressive and try to overwhelm Rhûn, or try to take it slow and get Rhûn to waste their ammo on cheaper troops. So, well, I mean, you don't want to take it too slow though, because Mordor, remember, they show up 10 minutes later. So if Dale is stuck trying to take this crossing, and then Mordor shows up, it's gonna be disaster. So he's got to move quick and he's got to move smart. All right, then here comes some Dale swordsmen from cannon fodder charging into some clan guard. So the clan guard are here to protect his crossbows. So there you have it, guys. We've got our first infantry collision in the fight, as they fight for the outer defenses of Caras Sant. And then over on the bridge, this is brutal, guys. Look at this. I was like, all right, the only option for the dwarves is to charge across this bridge. I'm gonna use my crossbows. I'm gonna hit them straight forward. Look at that. No arch or anything, just straight line. And I'm just crushing these dwarven warriors. Even though they do have great infantry, we are talking about crossbows here that have great AP damage, armor piercing damage. Oh yeah, look at that. Brutal. And again, don't feel bad for these dwarves. They're scum. They're really good. They're really good at fighting. So this is needed. You know, I got to kill these guys. I got to kill as many as possible before they actually they cross this bridge. Looks pretty cool though. So yeah, obviously he's sending up his weaker troops. Oh, so close. So I'm activating my catapult as well. So yeah, he's sending up his weaker troops to try to absorb most of this ammo and just silence my crossbows. But even though the positioning here is so great, look, he still has 92 in this unit, and he still has 59 in this unit, which is pretty impressive after like 5 volleys from crossbows. Real quick, let's see what's going on back over on this side. So cannon fodder, of course, the first one to charge in like a legend. He's going to be still attacking the clan guard. And hopefully his ally Miles, I mean, what's taking him so long? You'd think he would move in a little bit quicker. It looks like he's trying to set up his catapults. But yeah, he needs to get over there, because cannon is really getting focused down from all the archers. Look at all the casualties here from all the archers up on the walls from Rhûn. Not a great situation from Dale, but I like the fact that he's being super aggressive. By the way, in case you didn't know, I did turn down the graphics a little bit. You know you have an epic battle whenever you try to record a battle, it just crashes. So yeah, unfortunately I had to turn down the graphics, but I doubt you guys can really tell. I mean, maybe if you're looking from, you know, one video to the other side by side, but yeah, it looks fine. It looks alright. It's an old game anyways. It's not like you watch for the graphics. I mean, but even then, for a 10-year-old game, the graphics are pretty good. I mean, look at other games that are 10 years old. Okay, so Rhûn has more of his crossbows. Actually, he's got clan warriors headed over to try to hold the bridge. We do have Bardian marksmen who are slightly crossing the bridge and finally putting some archer support for his ally, who's just pushing in tons and tons of infantry. But Rhûn's going to commit some forces to that bridge to try to silence those archers. The dwarves were able to reach the front line. I had to retreat my crossbows back, and now I'm holding with the halberds. The Loki Gamp Rim, however you pronounce it. Whatever, doesn't matter. Love me some Easterlings. So yeah, I didn't want to fire my catapult at the Ironfoot warriors because I outnumbered them. There's no reason to fire a catapult and try to take these guys out. I was using my catapult to try to kill these dwarven crossbows who are just like, you know, crossbows, they're nasty. So you got to take them out as much as you can, especially before the late stage of the battle. You really want to take out archers during the late stage of the battle because archers are key to winning siege battles. They're just so good at softening up defenses. It's not the infantry, it's not the cav, it's the archers. Oh, yes! That's what I'm talking about. And we got some dwarven Ironfoot guard. So now he's setting up some pretty elite infantry, and he's very smart about it. Sun knows what he's doing. He's sending up only a couple troops at a time, so, you know, I don't, so he doesn't get really focused down by the catapult. But I was able to actually flank around. There's a small gap over here on this side, so I've got some of my heavy infantry. They flanked around, and they're attacking the Ironfoot warriors. And in my head, I was like, oh, these guys are going to break pretty quickly, right? Nope, these are dwarves, they don't break. So unfortunately this plan kind of backfired because now my backs are turned to the Ironfoot guard. Alright, so let's head over to the other side, just get a little sneak peek what's going on here. A little sneak peek. So more archers, more infantry crossing over into this outpost, I guess you could call it. But Rhûn is holding on quite well. He's got his clan guard fighting the Dale swordsmen, who are really depleted. I mean, Dale swordsmen don't really stand a chance against the clan guard. Yeah, whenever you're fighting a unit and they're called something guard, it's probably best not to fight them. Unless you're a something guard. Then it's something guard versus something guard. And that's an epic battle of ages. But anyways, let's see what's going on. Okay, so they were able to kill the clan warriors. Dale is now really pushing up some forces, trying to claim this outpost before, you know, Mordor arrives. I'm sure scouts have reported that a giant army of orcs are headed this way, so they've got to mobilize. They've got to take out strategic locations. Oh, some Wind Riders going in, taking out a bunch of Rangers. That was good. Unfortunately, we missed the charge, but we saw the aftermath. Now they're going for more. Fantastic. Now they're going after the Earls, and these are expensive units. But unfortunately, that charge was not as effective. I mean, a light cav charging into heavy infantry, it's not exactly going to be the best situation. But he's going to run this cav out. He's going to keep it moving, keep going for vulnerable targets, and protect the outer parts of this outpost. Here's some Dale Swordmasters. They're coming in to take care of these clan guard. The clan guard, their flank is soon to be exposed because we do have some horse guards that are... No, actually, they're going for some clan crossbowmen. They're going to silence them as the spears hold them in place in melee. Oh, no, here they go. They're just pinballing around. Pinballing around the runic forces. There they go. They're going to charge in the back of the clan guard. And the Earls are now piling into this trench. Going to use brute force to take these guys out. All right, let's head back over to the other side. Well, actually, hold on. Let's see this pretty cool fight here. We got clan warriors, clan crossbowmen fighting shoulder to shoulder, taking on Dale as they storm across and attack this outpost. Now remember, he still has a lot of elite troops he can send over. That's just a very, you know, weak outer defense so far from Rhûn. Like, he's only committed his weak forces. Not saying his defense is weak, if you know what I mean. Whatever. But yeah, look at the Iron Foot Guard. Again, never fight a unit called something guard. They're just putting these small holes into the defenses, just slowly pushing back my infantry. I do, of course, have the crossbows in the back. Still firing my catapult at enemy crossbows. And look at this, he's sending up more troops. He's got more Iron Guard, or Iron Foot Guard. Iron Guard Foot. I guess that works too. Whatever. But this is pretty cool. There's a little path right here, so let me just show you the city real quick. I've got all my reserves back here, and I can actually send infantry and archers down this way and hold and fire some arrows. This is fantastic. Now, unfortunately, my archers are out in the open, and they're getting obliterated by the dwarven crossbows. But again, I can send infantry this way, come up this little ramp, and attack the backside of the dwarves. So a pretty legendary fight so far. Oh, what is this? What is this, guys? Okay, hold on. Alright, so Dale's moving in. He's blobbing up his forces, but he's butchering the runic forces. And then here comes Mordor. 10 minutes has passed, and the great legions of darkness are here to bring darkness upon the light, upon Dale. And he's just going to go head first like a classic Mordor strategy. Just send in the hordes of orcs into the front line and see what happens. You know, sometimes I wonder, like, what if Sauron actually put in the effort to train his orcs? Like, are orcs just too stupid to learn basic military tactics? Or they're just not there, you know, they don't teach them. Alright, so let's zoom out. Look at that. Look at that horde just coming in Dale's flank. Now, cannon fodder, he went with the strategy of just holding this red line, which is always convenient for him. So Mordor can't try to swarm around him. But look at this fight. So instead of over pursuing the outpost and trying to hold this choke point, he just decided to hold this long line, use the barding herd, which is an excellent choice. And here comes some Númenóreans as well. So it's going to be a tough fight, though. I mean, he's greatly outnumbered. I don't know if these barding herd can hold, but we'll see. We will see. Oh, this is going to make things difficult. Here comes the mean Olag High that are just so good at ripping through front lines. There they go. They're going to use their giant maces of justice to just, I mean, could you imagine getting hit by a mace that size? I mean, chunks of your body would just be falling off. It'd be disgusting. It'd be horrible. Alright, now some wargs are coming in as well. Just, again, using just pure brute force to break through this Dale defense. And we're going to hang out here and just really enjoy this fight because it is pretty epic looking. And look at the background. You can see some catapult fire incoming. Dale just doing cycle charges, trying to cut down these Olag High, but nothing seems to be working. Alright, so let's zoom out a little bit. Let's see what's happening. He might have to send over some more reinforcements, which he is sending over some dismounted earls to support his front line. You know, one of the commanders were like, "Sir, our front lines are crumbling against the Mordor reinforcements. You have to send more, this army will be destroyed." So that's what's happening. Here's a charge from the earls. There is a opening in the center, and the earls are trying to contain that center. The archers are doing everything they can to fire as many volleys as humanly possible, but unfortunately the front line is about to go into melee against the Númenórean shield guard, and this is not good. Yeah, look at this. Now this gap is open. The cav is going to use it. The earls, the dismounted earls, they're going to try to recover from this and close the gap. Get in there. Get in there real nice. Nice. Oh yeah, this is not good. I mean, the barding herd are good, But once their flank is exposed, just like any other unit, they're going to have a pretty difficult time. Look at the arrows just flying all over the place. This battle was nice and neat and organized, but now it's just turning into a big mess, into a giant brawl. Look at this. This is like Moses opening up the Red Sea, but it's Sauron. Sauron opening up the Dalian Sea, if you know what I mean. Just open that up, letting the cav run through, letting his followers run through and butcher these men. It's cool. Really cool fight. But let's look what's going on over on this side. So Rhûn has committed more elite troops. And, you know, on the other side, we got this really nice, neat, long line. But on this side, it's just a mosh pit of troops outflanking each other. And let's see how the fight's going on against the dwarves. Yeah, look at this. The dwarves are pushing. But check this out, guys. I'm doing my tactic here. I'm sending over some heavy infantry to support the front line and surprise the Axemen of Erebor. Surprise, surprise. Here comes more runic forces. And this, I mean, this is why I love this battle so much. Because it was all over the place. It's super cinematic. And there's fighting in multiple choke points, multiple strategic areas. And that's what I love to see in a Total War battle. Just really crazy, abstract fighting. Alright, I think at this point my catapult is out of ammo. So no use of the catapult anymore. I do have another catapult, but I'm saving it for a much later time in the battle. The balance of power is slightly in favor of the attackers, but again, we are defenders, so we do have the defenses. And here comes the Axemen of Erebor. Once again, another fresh unit coming in. My archers, look at them. They're all like face down in the dirt dead because the dwarven crossbows butcher them. Oh, here we go. No, the catapult is still alive and kicking. Come on, get a hit. Oh, yeah, these Axemen of Erebor. I remember this part so clearly because I was like, wow, this is the luckiest Axemen of Erebor unit I've ever seen because nothing is hitting them. But pretty much like a couple seconds after I said that, we get a pretty crazy hit. I was hoping that was going to be it. Oh, no. So, yeah, this is... At that moment, I was like, oh my god. Like, it's been so close to killing him. What's going on? What is happening? Why can we not hit these axemen? I usually can hit a lot of things with my catapults. There we go. Alright, 2 hits. Took out, like, 30% of that unit. Fantastic. Now they're going to charge in. There's still a healthy unit, though, of 134. Not a big deal. Let's head back over to this side. Let's see what's happening. Rhûn is falling back. They won their small battle. Dale has sent over his elven mercenaries or reinforcements. The Sylvan elves are now showing up, sending over support. He's got the Eldar Pathfinders. They're going to close in on what's left here. The Melkor's Chosen. And, of course, we have the Olag High, who are cleaning up the mess. So let's zoom out, get a good picture of the fight going on. Really, it's mostly just Numenorian Shield Guard, Olag High, and some Warg Riders that are left in the Mordor's army. We do have some mounted Numenorian Shield Guard trying to chase down the Sylvan Elves general. So Mordor putting a pretty big dent into the forces of Dale. That's really going to help us out in the later stages of the siege. So we've got a fresh army of elves headed over here. So this is going to get really challenging, guys, really fast. More arrows coming down. Is that actually elven arrows? Yeah, he's actually getting a lot of friendly fire. So let's see. Yeah, look at that. He's firing down. I'm sure he's killing a lot of the enemies, but Miles, come on, man. Come on, man. You're killing a lot of your own. No, he's killing a lot of orcs here. He's doing fine. Yeah, this is a huge, just like, blob of orcs he's focusing down. There's another cycle charge from the Eldar Pathfinders. The Olag High are going to try storming downhill to try to protect them. Oh, we do have a death of a general. Was that Dale's general? I believe it was. Dale's general has been charged to the dirt. And he is gone. I think it was the Melkor's Chosen, these Warg Riders. Oh, yeah, look at him. Look at it. He's got horns on his head. What is that? That's terrifying. Alright, so this battle's fizzling out a little bit. Mordor is slowly running out of troops, but they did well. And Rhûn, look at this. Kuruguru-chan, who is commanding Rhûn, he decided to abandon this outer defense and retreat his forces into the inner city to unite with my army and help me hold against the dwarves and the elves. And look at this. The dwarves are now pushing us back. He's got Ironfoot pikemen that are just doing a number on our troops. I'm setting up some elite troops here. I've got my Scion Rim. Very elite pikemen. They're going to go in. I'm just setting them up. Setting them up for success. Because there they go. About to charge into the pikes. Excellent. This is where my catapult ran out of ammo. They're now in the fight as well. God, these dwarves just look so awesome. So at this point I was like, okay, well, Rhûn is retreating. Soon Dale and the Sylvan Elves will be on, attacking the other side. I probably could have defeated the dwarves if I used both my catapults in most of my troops, but I can't really commit all of my forces on this one side because then nothing will be protecting this bridge. And this bridge must be protected or the whole city will be overrun, So we've got to make a decision. We got to fall back to less choke points, defend less area, and hope that we can hold against them. So let's head back over to this front line, though, as this fight continues on. Lots of arrows coming down. That's actually my own arrows. There we go. Charge in right into their ranks. Fantastic. Yeah, so my archers, they're kind of like hiding behind the buildings here. Got some Narrim using up their arrows, firing over this building. It's not exactly the best situation, but I'm just trying to protect them against the dwarven crossbows. So it's a pretty close fight there, but again, look at the reinforcements. He still has about half of his army, and this is the better half. This is the good half. Sending over Dragon Slayers and more Ironfoot pikemen, and he is not slowing down. I'm also sending over some archers who used up all their ammo, and I've got another unit of some Flagrim. My ally, Kuruguru-chan, he is sending over some Camul's shadow bows. So I think they also used up all their ammo. So it's good to have them, join the front line because more dwarves are on their way. Oh, wait. What's going on this side? Nothing yet. Okay, so actually, what's going on here? Are they still fighting? There's like a small pocket of Mordor forces fighting, but really, there's really not much going on. Yeah, the Sylvan Elves, their strategy here, so they did show up as reinforcements. Their strategy is to go all the way this way and attack this bridge. Dale is going to attack this center bridge, and then of course the dwarves are going to continue to push on this bridge. So they're going to be attacking from 3 different locations, which is going to make this extremely difficult for our forces. Extremely difficult. God, these dwarves are just so tough. Here we go. Here comes the pikemen. Charge, pikemen, charge! Camul's chosen. They're gonna also flank around, trying to support my infantry as they hold the center. I'm not giving up on this location yet. Not yet. Just enjoying this front line. A very cool battle indeed. More and more dwarves. Look at all that armor. Look at all those pikes. Now attacking Camul's shadow bows. And I do have my reserve. And this is the point of the battle where I'm like, do I send them in? Do I hold them back? Should I fall back? I don't know. These dwarves are getting a little ridiculous. I can't contain these little bastards. They're just too much. They're too strong. I think I even... Yeah, like, I even have some troops over here that I was thinking about sending over as well. Some of my halberds, my spearmen. But let's head back over to the other side. Let's see how the armies are shaping up. So, yeah, once again, Dale sending over their troops. Remember, Dale has the elven reinforcements, the Avari Elder Archers. So they're going to be sending over that way. And then, of course, the Sylvan Elves. And remember, the Sylvan Elves are untouched. I mean, they have, except for the Cav, they haven't seen any action. So this is a 100% healthy army, which is a huge concern. And that is why I think at this point, with the forces that we have left over, which is quite a bit, but we've got to fall back because there's just too much to defend at this point. Way too much. And this fight against the dwarves is a fight that's in their favor, you know? Like, our infantry does not compare to their infantry. He's also got the crossbows moving up. They are firing into the back ranks, I believe. Yeah, they are firing into the back ranks, which is good. I'm still thinking about sending these guys in. I'm not too sure. Come on, guys, hold the line, dang it. Yeah, this, I mean, look at the shadow bows. They're just slowly depleting away because of these pikemen. Just too much for them. Way too much for them. Alright, and remember, look at this. They still have Sons of the Fallen. They've got more crossbows, more pikemen, and of course Sons of Durin. So they've got plenty to push through this force. Now, I do actually commit this army forward. Amazing. I don't remember doing this. I would have retreated them if I was replaying it. Of course, I would have done a lot of things different. You know, whenever you play a battle, you would always do things different. But yeah, I'm going to commit them into the fight. And we also have some Olag High coming in. Taking on the Dragon Slayers, who are known for killing big monsters like this. And oh, here comes the general as well. Amazing. Oh, and the general dies. Oh my god. The general's like, alright guys, I'm going around the flank. I've got these Dragon Slayers. I'm gonna take them out. Ugh, dead. Wow, that sucks. I didn't even realize that happened. I don't remember that, so that's unfortunate. And look at this, the Olag High. Look at them. They're just dropping one after another from these Dragon Slayers. Now, to be fair, they were weakened from cannon fodder in his army. But the fact that they're falling so quickly is just unbelievable. And I don't think they might have killed one Dragon Slayer so far. So don't tell me trolls are OP. Because I'll show you this. Now, the trolls are pretty strong, but they're trolls. Like, they're strong. They're supposed to be like that. Alright, let's see what's going on the bridge now. The Sylvan Elves have readied up their forces. They do have some Elder Royal Council archers who are going to be softening up this very elite spearman unit. Yeah, look at that. Not a good sight. Not a good sight at all. I mean, you've got this very expensive unit that's holding this bridge, but they're just dying. I mean, they're making the elves waste their ammo, but they're wasting the ammo on a good unit. So I wouldn't really call it wasting ammo. But yeah, not a good situation. But there's really no other choice, right? It's not like he can just charge. I mean, he could charge over, but these units would be focused down by archers. And he can't just sit back because the archers would just push up a little bit more and continue their bombardment. So he's got to push up his own archers, but I don't really think he has that many. Now, these guys look like they used up all their ammo, so, you know, what are they supposed to do? What are they supposed to do? Alright, the dwarves, now the numbers are shifting. Like, the dwarves now have a stronger, excuse me, they've always had a stronger number, or stronger troops, but now they have a larger number of troops. And my Easterlings are going to have to fight to the death, which is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. We do have a lot of archers over here trying to spray down their ammo, though. Honestly, I think Mordor should have sent his army, like what's left of his archers, he should have sent them over to Kuru, who's holding against the elves, because he's going to need that archer support. Over on this side, this is just a losing fight. Well, here comes the Sons of the Fallen, charging and trying to silence the Shadow Guard. He's going to try to get them out of there quickly. Let's see. Yes, he gets out of there. No, dude, keep running. He's like, wait, did I turn off the no, whatever. He's gonna run away. The lone Olog High is like, he's also out of there. Yeah, we gotta retreat. Massive retreat. I'm gonna keep my men to hold the line so I can save all the troops who are retreating out of there. Yeah, so unfortunately, these brave runic Easterlings are getting surrounded. Very tragic sight. And I thought about sending more of my infantry. It's really cool that you can march through this building. But I thought about sending, look at that column formation. That is awesome. So it's like, yeah, maybe I should send over more support, but it's a losing battle. I mean, they've already outflanked me. There's no way. There's no way that I'm going to turn this around with this one unit. So I decide to hold them back, and eventually I do retreat them back over to this single choke point. Oh, now they're firing some catapults. Now they're shooting us from afar. Look at this army. Again, these elves pretty much untouched. Haven't really seen any combat. Things are getting very difficult. The elves have decided to commit some infantry though. Sin of the Dark Cloud sending over some heavy infantry. So the fight is really taking off over on this side. We do have some returning fire from Rhûn. What is it, some crossbows? Oh my god! Oh my god, how long have they been here that they're just all gone? So yeah, they're trying to fire back at what? The archers of the elves. That is insane. That is just tragic. But really cool looking, nonetheless. Got the background in the city. They're firing their arrows. But you know, this unit's holding strong. This runic force, the Luke Flagrim, and then of course you got the Loki Sauron Rin. And look, they're even pushing back the elves. Push them back. Push them back. They're sending up more and more infantry. Over on this side, this is our mass retreat. I do have my catapult here ready in location. And we do have some Numenorian and Orcs falling back as well. And there's the rest of our troops. So now we've got to retreat. This is red alert. I mean, now my infantry is surrounded by multiple legions of dwarves. This poor unit of 25 men. We will remember them. We will sing songs of their defiant stand against the endless number of dwarves. At this point, I just surrender. You know? This is a logical situation to surrender in. Just drop your shield, drop your spears. Dwarves, you know, they can be merciful. Maybe not. I don't know. It depends if they're hungry or not, you know? Like, did they have a turkey leg before the fight or did they not? Honestly, I think the mental state of a dwarf is determined based on whether he's hungry or not. And if they're hungry, they're not merciful. They're full, then they're probably pretty merciful. But you know, honestly, I don't even know what I'm rambling on about. Like, this is a joke that's been going on for way too long, so we're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on and witness the Temple Inquisitors hold back the Avari Elder Pikemen. And look at these pikes. Look at these, like, long blades. That is terrifying looking. Absolutely terrifying. So now we've got archers. Yeah, look at this. This is actually a pretty good strategy from Mordor, Mr. Deluxe Penguin, who only has a small, force left over, but very wisely, he's holding back these pikes with one unit of his Inquisitors, which is only 37 men, and they're holding back hundreds of troops, and they're so blobbed up, and they're getting focused down by these Uruk archers. Of course, Dale's trying to answer back with his catapult, but Miles has been shooting blanks all day. Not getting a lot of good hits from that catapult. Okay, cool. Let's see what's going on the other side. Rhûn is still holding for dear life, but the elves have committed up some forest wardens And Rhûn is getting pushed back, so now he's got to send up some flag rim to hold the bridge once again. Pretty cool angle. Come on now. So yeah, this is a pretty close fight, but you know, the elves still have a lot of forces. Yeah, look at this. They still have like 25% of their army, I would say. So they're doing fine. They're doing all right. And Rhûn, unfortunately, has committed most of his army. Yeah, he's setting up more infantry to go over that side. I'm even setting up some infantry to support him because he's going to need it there. But we'll see what happens. Oh, he's got troops hiding in the building. That's pretty smart. You can actually, you know, protect them from arrow fire. Now Rhûn's actually pushing back the elves. So a constant tug of war over here for these bridges. Pushing and pulling. Mostly pushing. Got the Brotherhood of the Axe coming into the front line. Trying to stop this huge mass of Sylvan elves. And then over on the other side, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so the archers from the orcs are headed over. He's going to retreat them back. Mr. Deluxe Penguin trying to keep what's left of his army alive. And the dwarves are now moving in. Unfortunately, the bridge battle has been lost, but you know, the Mordor did pretty well for what he had. I think he did extremely well. So, yeah, they're gonna push forward eventually. And here we go, guys. Here we go. I'm forming back into tight formation. This guy's giving a little speech. He's like, "Men, the dwarves will be upon us soon." And that's it. I'm gonna get into rank. That's all I have to say. Here comes the dwarves. I'm gonna form shield wall, which you can form. Like, doing a little chant. I don't know what they're doing. Get into formation quickly. And right in time, I get into formation. Sons of the Fallen charging into loose formation, which is always a wise thing against our archers. I do have this archer force. This is a really cool formation. Look at that. I'm holding fire, though, because I'm waiting for them to blob up. And this is where I realized, oh, crap. The elves. They have really good archers, and my catapult is in range of his archers, which he's crossing right now, this bridge, which is not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. So I've got to fall back and get my catapult out of there, so that's why I'm retreating it. Like, they've already lost a couple of their crewmen. They're still at 45, though, which is a good number. So the fight for this choke point has begun. And we're going to reform up at this little pathway. My archers are just waiting and waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time to use their arrows, which is going to be very soon. In fact, it's going to be right now. Or not. They're just moving around a little bit. But basically what I'm doing is I'm waiting for these archers to get in range, which I believe they are, and they're super blobbed up. So this is really good, and I have such a better position than his archers. Come on, I fire soon, don't I? There we go, there we go. Come on, I want to see this epic volley. I love watching archers just fire a volley into enemy ranks. Or not, you know, do what you think is best. You know, take your time. It's not like our own, there we go. There we go. Firing into the distance. Trying to kill these elves who are trying to fire back. Now with his archers, he's still trying to focus down my catapult crew. And look, they're now down to 12, 11. Because they're getting sniped from his archers. And I was so disappointed. I was like, oh, God. What can you do? I was really relying on that catapult. Not saying that the catapult is lost, but it's going to make things pretty challenging. The elves and Rhûn both butchering each other in this situation. But once again, the elven archers just racking up kills during this siege. Alright, let's zoom out again. Let's head back over to this side where my spearmen are holding very well against a very good unit, Sons of the Fallen. But now my troops are fresh. His are exhausted because they traveled such a great distance. So my troops are much, you know, they're going to be fighting a little bit more effectively in combat, which is another thing you have to consider. And my archers up here once again. Looking really awesome in all black. They're so goth. Why did you know, Sauron's forces gotta be so goth? You gotta be so emo. You're wearing all black again? Alright, now there's a huge blob of dwarven forces. That's pretty much what's left of the dwarven army. It's got a couple more. Oh god, the Sons of Durin. I hate the Sons of Durin. And look at this army. It's getting real thin real quick. Really fast. My catapult. Look at, there's 7 crew left. Just 7 guys left. That's it. Just 7. After just bombardment after bombardment. We got some Uruk archers who are trying to support his runic allies, but they're also getting picked apart from the elven archers. And the epic melee fight continues on over on this side. Oh, there you go. That's like the last stand over on this bridge. There goes the Brotherhood of the Axe. Just getting manhandled. So yeah, you know, whenever I have a catapult left over, I always have hope, you know? Like, I'm like, all right, we've got a catapult. We can get some ridiculous shots. All we have to do is just, you know, get some good angles, get some good shots, and we're good to go. We can win this one. So, you know, the balance of power, look at the percentages, though. That's really even. That's really close, guys. I know it doesn't say that we can turn this one around, but we can. We certainly can. My archers are still going strong up here. Very nice, very nice. Get another volley, boys. Unfortunately, some of the arrows are hitting the like tip of this mountain area. Now he's sending in some pikemen to try to speed up this process and break through our front lines. Amazingly enough, we still have 113 fighting in this unit, but they are winded, which is unfortunate because now he's sending up. Well, actually, his pikemen are exhausted. So a lot of the dwarven army is just exhausted. Back here, I have a lot of my my halberds just getting shot apart from the elven archers. I mean, you just can't hide from it. And this is what I meant, you know, early on in this video. I was talking about archers being so important to a siege battle. This is the prime example right here. Just able to just obliterate defenses. Because, I mean, what am I supposed to do against that? I can't. So I'm now falling back over to this final stand, guys. The final stand on this hilltop. This is my only hope. It's one choke point. I've got the castle walls to protect me from enemy archers. And yeah, that's the situation right now. The elves are finishing up the runic forces who are holding at the bridge. We got a couple elves over here that are just chilling on the mountainside for whatever reason. Don't question it. And my general is still alive. The Brotherhood of the Lance. So I saw an opportunity to kill some archers. So I was like, alright, and there's my general in the gold armor. He's easy to pick out. So I don't think the elves were paying attention. So I was like, okay, he's got some archers up here. The only way we're going to win this battle is by getting my general mobilizing and trying to get some good cav charges against his archers. There they go. Running through someone's backyard. Crush. Oh, and I thought that was my general at first, but that's the other runic general. For a second, I was like, oh my god, did my general die charging into some, you know, depleted unit of archers? Are you kidding me? But no, it's actually, where is it? I thought it was over here. Where did he die? Oh, he died over here. Yeah, he's holding back this small section of the street. But he died in the charge. There we have it. We took out a unit of archers. But at this point, he realized that I was charging into him, so now he's focusing all of his missile forces and trying to weaken my general. So I'm gonna fall him back. I'm gonna retreat him back, do a strategic retreat. And my great spearmen are still holding this street. Unbelievable. So the dwarves are doing great. He's now sending in dragon slayers. We got a duel over here. The Sons of the Fallen. He's like, duel me. Oh, come on. Place your bets, guys. Place your bets on the dwarf or on the Easterling. Who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? Oh, the dwarf got a good hit, but so did the Easterling. And the Easterling's going to town. And the dwarf is trying to recover from all those great hits. He's getting unconscious. Oh, no, he strikes back. Just when you think the dwarf was going to fall, he doesn't fall yet. And now the epic fight between two titans continues on. And another block there, and the dwarf gets a jab right into the gut. And the Easterling is now on the other end of the fight. Oh no, he answers back with another shot, another jab from his spear. And oh no, the dwarf answers back once again. And this is just a spear fest of greatness. And you can see the dwarven army fall. Look at him just running through the street. But as this duel continues on between the two titans, who will die? Who will be victorious? Nobody really know. Who knows? Maybe no one will. Hopefully there will be an outcome. Hopefully there will be a victor before reinforcements arrive. I just wish people would respect the 1v1. Come on. Come on. I want to see what happens. There's very important stuff going on at other parts of the battle, but this is really important to me. No, don't disengage. Come on, somebody win this fight, please. This is ridiculous. Kill him. Come on. Place your bets, guys. This is too much. Too much. Stabby, stabby. Oh, the Easterling's getting pretty bloodied. Oh, the Easterling. He's hit. He's hit, but he's not down. He's not down. He's still in the fight. Oh, he gets it again and again. Oh, and again, the dwarf is getting some pretty good jabs. Oh, come on. Come on. There's some... I got to see the outcome. I'm sorry. All right, you know what? I might just have to give it to the dwarf. Yeah, now he's getting double teamed. I'm going to give it to the dwarf. So over here, the elves did a massive charge to our final stand. Yeah, we were missing the epic final stand because I wanted to see that duel. But I assume the Easterling is dead by now because of the elven reinforcements. The guy who doesn't respect 1v1s. It's ridiculous. That's why these battles are so long. Because it just takes the troops forever to kill each other. Thranduil is also charging into the front line. I've committed pretty much everything into the fight. Yeah, look at that. There's no slowing these elves down. Look at that. They're just like full steam ahead. Now I'm sending in my general to try to counter his cav as we make for our final stand. The Pathfinders are glitching out like no other. Hold the line. Hold. Got a last couple volleys. Unfortunately, my catapult would not fire. I'm down to 2 crewmen. And I'm just so desperately trying to fire this damn thing, but it just will not fire. Constantly just moving it around, not really doing anything productive. This final stand as these brave runic people fight for their homelands. There goes Thranduil. The elven general is dead, but at this point it doesn't really matter. There's no way we're going to turn this one around. We've killed 77% of their army, which is a pretty decent size, but I think this battle, I mean, it was a battle of bows, essentially, and we just didn't have enough to silence their bows. I mean, those elven bows won them the day. I mean, seriously, it was just way too much. They softened up our forces, and it just overwhelmed our numbers. They were just able to send in their infantry and take care of the rest, and the rest was history. So I guess Caras Sant will fall today to the free peoples of Middle-earth. Oh my god. Look at this, spam-tastic. And now the elves are actually breaking through, getting over to the orc archers that are still alive, amazingly enough. There goes my general. He has fallen in the battle. He put up a great fight, but it just wasn't enough. And unfortunately, my catapult crew is dying. Everyone was dying. That is going to be the end of the fight, so we're going to fast forward and just kind of watch the last stand of the orcs in fast forward mode. Look at that. Oh, now they cheer. Cheer, men, cheer. Alright, so we'll speed it up again. So there you have it, guys. Here's the end results. Wonderful. I actually got the least amount of kills on my side. I got 2,000. Mordor getting 2,100, and then the other runic army getting 2,900. Over on the other side, everyone did pretty well. I mean, everyone did fantastic, getting 2,000 kills. So it's not like there's that one weak link player. It was just, again, they had so many troops, so many forces, and the archers were just way too much for us, and it was a pretty decisive victory. But again, this battle was super cinematic and had some crazy fighting on multiple choke points. So that I really enjoyed, and I definitely thought this was upload worthy. Of course, every custom scenario from Sin of the Dark Cloud, Paladin Bob, Kuru Guru Chan, always upload worthy. So thank you to all the players who fought in this battle. Thank you to Sin of the Dark Cloud for making this one, and of course thank you to you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did like it, be sure to leave a like, a comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.